welcome to your maths video for Tuesday the 9th of February. This is your video if you're somebody who's got the Year 2 booklet. Make sure you've got your booklet with you. We'll be looking at page 21 today, so have it turned to that page ready with your pencil, and make sure you've got your whiteboard and pen ready to do some working out. So pause the video now to get everything ready. Okay. Today then, our warm-up is doubling. So we're going to look at some doubles and talk about what doubling means. So we spoke about it a few times at school and in our videos, and we know that when we double a number, it's that number added to itself. So it's that number twice. So I'd like you to do some ladybird doubles today. So you can draw the ladybirds on your whiteboard or in your book. So I've got a ladybird here, and on one side it's got 5 spots, so I need to double 5. So on the other side I'm going to draw, it's 5 spots. I'm going to try as well to make it symmetrical so that the spots are in the same place on each side and it's a mirror image, it's reflected. Like that, look. Okay, so double 5. 5 add 5 is 10. I'm sure we all knew that one. Okay, I'd like you to find double 6, double 7, double 8, and I'm going to give you another challenge number. I'd like you to double, this is my challenge number, 13. So you've got 4 doubles to find. Off you go. Pause the video now. Our learning objective today is, can I solve 2-step number problems? And we've already had a little go at this on some of the pages, so we're going to practice today and make sure we fully understand. We've got all 4 operations again today, so we really need to be looking at each question, making sure we're thinking about whether it's add, subtract, times or divide. Now, make sure you are turned to page 21. That's a page we are looking at today, and I'm going to go through each question with you, not all of them, but some of the more trickier ones, and I'm going to show you an example and how to work it out. I'll then ask you to pause the video to complete specific questions, so you need to have your book ready in front of you. Okay, now some of us have been finding dividing a little bit tricky, and it seems to be the one operation we struggle on the most. So I thought we could practice together some division questions first. So we've spoke about this. When we divide, we are seeing how many groups fit into a number. So if we've got 35 divided by 5, we are seeing how many groups of 5 make 35. So how many 5s fit into 35? So we are counting in 5s until we get to 35 to figure out how many 5s fit in. Okay? So counting in 5s until we get to 35. Are you ready to count with me? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So we counted 7 times. So that would be our answer, 7. Okay, this time I've got 40 divided by 10. So I'm going to count in tens until I get to, shout it at me, 40. Okay, so we're seeing how many tens fit into 40. So counting in tens, are you ready? 10, 20, 30, 40. So we counted 4 times, so that would be our answer. Right, the next one, we've got 12 divided by 2. Can you tell me what we're counting in? Well done if you said 2s. What number do we need to stop at? If we've got 12 divided by 2. So we're counting in 2s until we get to 12. Are you ready to count with me? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So we counted 6 times. So 12 divided by 2 is 6. Right then, we've got 9 divided by 3. So we're counting in 3s until we get to 9. Are you ready? 3, 6, 9. So 12 divided by 3 is 3. Right then, let's have a little look at a question you've got. So question 8 on page 21 says 55 divided by 11. So to work this out, we'd have to count in 11s until we get to 55. Now, some of you, I know, will know your 11s. Some of us, though, haven't learnt them yet, and that's fine because actually we don't need to learn them just yet in year 3. But lots of us know them because they're one of the easiest times tables to learn. So I thought today we could go through our 11s so that you can answer this question, and I think once we go through it once you'll probably remember. So 1 times 11 is 11. 2 times 11 is 22. 3 times 11 is 33. 4 times 11 is 44. 5 times 11 is 55. 6 times 11 is 66. I'm going to stop there. Let's look at the numbers. 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, 66. Are you spotting a pattern? I'm sure you are. What's the next number going to be? So a 1 and a 1, a 2, 2, 33, 44, 55, 66, 77. So we notice that the digits in the 10s and the 1s are the same, and we just add in 1 each time. So 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, 66, 77, 88, 99. Now this is when it changes. So up to 99, it's really easy. But then we only need to remember 88, 99. Okay, 10 times 11 is 110. 11 times 11 is 121. And 12 times 11 is 132. Okay, but I'll be really impressed with you if you just remember up to 9 times 11. And then we can keep on practicing 10, 11 and 12 times 11. So there are 11s. So to answer question 8, you need to count in 11s until you get to 55. And you can use my board to help you. Okay, what I'd like you to do is pause the video now to complete your division questions. So complete questions 4 and 8 and then press play. So pause now to do 4 and 8. Okay, question 9, we've also got the divide sign again, but we aren't going to be dividing to work it out. So I've got an example here, and my question says 5 equals something divided by 10. So your question is different than this, but this is an example to show you how to work it out. So there's my answer. It's at the beginning this time. Okay, if that confuses you a little bit, just cover it up and think something divided by 10 equals 5. Okay, so what do we need to divide by 10 to get to 5? Now, we need to use the inverse, which means the opposite, to work this out. So I wonder if you know what the opposite of dividing is. Well done if you said multiplying. Okay, so the opposite of dividing something is multiplying. So what we need to do to find this out is we need to do 5 lots of 10 to find our missing number. So 5 lots of 10. So we're counting in tens 5 times. Are you ready to count with me? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, so our missing number is 50. So 50 divided by 10 equals 5. Let's check. Let's count in tens until we get to 50. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Yeah, the answer's 5. So remember, when you're solving question 9, you've got to times the number at the beginning by this number to find out what number you start with in your division number sentence. So you need to do the inverse, which is times. Pause the video now to complete question 9. Okay, so you should have a few questions answered already. Let's look at a next example. So we've got something, add 5, add 6 equals 20. So we've got a two-step problem here. So there's our missing number. We know we're adding, so the number's getting bigger. And our answer is 20. Now, we've got a starting number, and to that number we've added 5 and then added 6. So what I'm going to do first is we're going to add these numbers to find out what we've added to the number to get to 20. So we need to work out 5 add 6. So let's put the biggest number in our head. What's the biggest number? Shout it out. So we're putting 6 in our head, adding 5 more. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I know that I've got something, add 11 equals 20. So now I need to find the difference between 11 and 20. So we've already got 11. Let's work out how much we need to add on. So counting from 11 until we get to 20. And I think some of you might have used your number bonds to know that there's a 1 in the ones column. And I've worked out what that missing number is. Let's count. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Well done. If you knew that missing number was 9, so it would be 9 add 5 add 6 equals 20. Let's look at one more of those. Okay, so I've got 12 add something add 3 equals 23. Now this time my missing number's in a different position, but we still work it out the same. It's still a two-step problem. So I've done 12 add something and then I've added 3. So I know to make 23, I've added 12 and 3 and something else. So I'm going to work out what 12 and 3 are. So 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so I know those two numbers total 15. So I've got 15. What do I need to add to 15 to get to 23? Count with me. So we've got 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So I've added 8 more. So my missing number is 8. What I'd like you to do now is remember my methods of solving those questions and complete questions 5 and 10. So pause the video now to do questions 5 and 10. Okay, here I've got something equals 45 add 6 subtract 4. So I've got another two-step problem and I've got a question where my answer is at the beginning. Okay, don't let that confuse you. We know we've got 45, add 6, take away 4, and we just put our answer the opposite side. Okay, so I'm going to do it in steps. So my first step is 45, add 6. Okay, so I'm adding 6. Count with me, we've got 45. 48, 49, 50, 51. So I'm going to write that above or below so I know I've got 51. So make sure that when you're solving your questions, you write the answer above or below to remind you what you're doing next. So now I know that's 51, so I'm going to do 51, subtract 4. Everybody show me 4. So I've got 51. Remember, we're subtracting, so we're counting down. 51, 50, 49, 48, 47. There we go. Okay, so now I'd like you to complete questions 1 and 11. So pause the video now. Okay, this is the last question I'm going to go through in section A. So this isn't your question, but it's very similar. So we've got 25 add something equals 65. Now this question is similar to question 6. So have a look at how I'm going to solve it. So we know the answer is 65. We've added 25. Now, what I could do is I could do 65, take the 25 away, so subtract the 25 to find out what I'm left with. So that'd be one way I could solve it. But I've spotted that 25 and 65 both end in 5, so they've got the same digit in the ones. So I know whatever I've added is a multiple of 10 because my ones hasn't changed. So if I've got 25 and I'm getting to 65, I'm going to draw a quick number line. So I've already got 25, I need to get to 65, counting in 10, so 25, 10 more is 35, 45, 55, 65. So how many 10s have I jumped? Count the jumps. 10, 20, 30, 40. So I've added 40. I've added 4 10s, so 25 add 40 is 65. So you can count up in 10s if the ones are the same. If you'd prefer to use subtraction, you could do 65, and I'd use the column method, subtract 25 to find my missing number. So 5 subtract 5 is 0, 6 subtract 2 is 4. And you still get the same answer, but those are 2 ways of doing it. So what I'd like you to do now is complete section 6, question 6 and the rest of section A, and then play the video. Okay, let's look at some questions from section B and section C. So here I've got question 4B. It says find 3/4 of 12. Now I'm going to do this one with you because I thought we'd find this one a little bit tricky because we're not finding just 1/4, we're finding 3/4 of 12. So what we need to do first is split 12 into quarters. So I've got my square here and it's been split into 4 equal parts. So it's been split into quarters. So I'm going to share my 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I've shared 12 into 4 equal parts. So that's my denominator, quarters. I now need to find what 3/4 would be. So what I need to do is I need to count how many are in 3/4. So use that picture to help you. You can pause the video to count how many 3/4 is. Count my dots. Question 5B, it says add together the odd numbers. So I'm going to remind you of my little rhyme. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. I like odd numbers all the time. So the numbers that end in a 1, a 3, a 5, 7, a 9 are odd. Okay, so add up all of the odd numbers. Circle the odd numbers and then add them together. Question 1C, another one that I'm going to do part of the question for you. So make sure you're really listening so you get the answer correct. It says, Heather has a bag of 38 mints. She gives half to Juliet. How many mints does Juliet have? Now, you know how much I love drawing. So here are the bag of mints. Okay, I'm going to put mints. I'm going to draw a mint. And we know that Heather has got 38 mints inside of her bag. She gives half to Juliet. Okay, so what we could do is we could draw a big circle. It would have to be big. We could split it in half and we could share out the 38 mints. Now, the reason I'm not going to solve it that way is because 38 is a big number and it's easy that when we're doing our dots to get a bit muddled up and a bit confused and perhaps put one of them in the wrong place or to lose count, and that would give us the wrong answer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the number 38. Okay, so I know the number 38 is 30 and 8. So I've partitioned it, I've split it up. So what I'm going to do to help you today is I'm going to tell you what half of 30 is. Your job is to find me half of 8 and then put those numbers together. So half of 30 is 15. Okay, so half of 30 is 15. Your job is to find me half of 8 and then add those together to find half of 38. So you might want to pause the video now to work that out. So half of 30 is 15. Find me half of 8. Okay, question 3C. Write in the missing weight. So you've got 19 kilograms, 22 kilograms, 25 kilograms, and then a missing number. So, like with any missing number, you need to count the jump. So we've gone from 19 to 22. So how many have we added? Let's count. 19, 20, 21, 22. So we've done a jump of 3. So we've added 3. So each jump will be add 3. So to get from 22 to 25, 22, 23, 24, 25. Okay, another 3. So what you've got to do is you've got to jump 3 to find your missing number. Right, those are all of your questions. So your task today is to complete all of page 21. Before I go, I want to give a big shout out to Jaden W. I've spotted you doing excellent in maths and you've really been working hard to improve your number formation. I'm really, really impressed. I can't wait to see how everybody gets on today so I can give lots of shout outs throughout the week. See you tomorrow.